Welcome back to the PlayAbly podcast, and today we're talking about websites. We know so many e-commerce companies that have paid between 10,000 and 50,000 to have their website redone by a professional, and not a single time has it been worth it or finished on time. I get it. Websites are the gateway that a potential customer learns about your brand. So it's important, but is what you think is important and what is actually important lining up? Let's get into it.
Here's a mind-bending statistic. The average online shopper spends just 4 minutes on an e-commerce site, but needs 9 full seconds of focused attention to even consider making a purchase. That gap is costing retailers billions.
Well, that certainly explains why I can browse dozens of sites and remember almost none of them. What's actually happening in our brains during those 4 minutes?
It's fascinating. Cognitive science shows that our attention isn't just passive viewing. It's more like a bouncer at an exclusive club, constantly deciding what information gets in and what gets ignored.
Hmm. So even if I'm looking at a beautiful website, my brain might just be saying, nope, not worth remembering.
Exactly right. And here's where it gets really interesting. The research shows that just having a visually stunning site isn't enough anymore. Our brains are actually wired to remember things we interact with, not just things we look at.
That reminds me of how I can instantly remember that one site where I designed my own jacket, but completely forget 10 other stores I visited yesterday.
Well, that's exactly what the science predicts. There's something called the picture superiority effect. Images are more memorable than text, but only when they demand some kind of meaningful interaction or feel personally relevant.
So all these brands investing millions in professional product photography might be missing the point.
Yeah. It's like they're throwing a party with amazing decorations, but no activities. The data shows that without meaningful engagement, even the most beautiful sites become essentially invisible to our memory systems.
You know what's interesting about that? I've noticed how social media platforms seem so much better at holding our attention.
That's because platforms like Instagram and TikTok are built on what cognitive scientists call elaborative encoding. Every swipe, like, and comment helps cement that content in your memory. Traditional e-commerce sites are still stuck in the passive viewing model,
Well, that explains why traditional optimization techniques like changing button colors aren't cutting it anymore.
right? Those surface level tweaks are hitting diminishing returns because they don't address how our brains actually process and retain information. It's like trying to fix a memory problem with makeup.
So what are the innovative brands doing to break through this attention crisis?
The most successful ones are completely rethinking engagement. They're implementing interactive product configurators, AR try-ons, and social-like features that make shopping more of a two-way conversation than a window shopping experience. Like,
That's fascinating. So it's not just about keeping people on the site longer, it's about making that time actually matter to their brains.
exactly. And here's the kicker. In today's attention economy, we're not just competing for people's time anymore. We're competing for their cognitive bandwidth in an environment where that bandwidth is increasingly scarce.
Like every scroll and click is competing with entertainment, messaging, and social media.
And the numbers are pretty stark. Brands need at least 9 seconds of focused attention to improve purchase intent, but most sites are lucky to get even a fraction of that genuine engagement.
So, what happens to the brands that don't adapt to this new reality?
Well, the consequences are already showing up in the data. But if users don't interact meaningfully with your site, they won't remember it. Like, if they don't remember it, they won't return. And in today's crowded digital marketplace, being forgettable is essentially being invisible.
That really changes how we should think about the future of online shopping, doesn't it?
You know, it fundamentally transforms our understanding of what makes an effective e-commerce experience. The winners in this new attention economy won't just be the ones with the prettiest sites. They'll be the ones who understand that attention isn't just another metric to optimize, it's the foundation of all customer behavior.
Sounds like we're entering a new era of digital Darwinism.
That's exactly right. And only the truly engaging experiences will survive. The brands that understand this aren't just designing for the eyes anymore. they're designing for the way our brains actually work.
That's it for the PlayAbly podcast. Happy holidays, everyone, and I hope you're finishing with a very strong Q4.